I greet you in Jesus' precious name. It is Saturday morning, the 30th of September, 2023, and this is your friend Angus Buchan with a thought for the day. We start off in the book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, chapter 11, and I'm reading one verse, verse 1. The Lord says, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days." And then we go straight to the New Testament, to the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, and I'm reading verse 42. "And whoever gives one of these little ones only a cup of cold water in the name of a disciple, assuredly I say to you, he shall by no means lose his reward." The Lord is saying to us that we are to bless those who cannot return the blessing. We have to invest in those who cannot repay us. This is what truly moves the heart of God, when there is nothing in it for you or me directly. You know the story of Elijah, the mighty prophet of God. You can look it up after this message. You'll find it in 1 Kings chapter 17, reading from verse 9 onwards. The Lord told Elijah to go to the house of the widow. When he arrived there, she was collecting sticks to make a little fire for the last meal that her and her little boy were going to eat, and then they were going to go and sit down and die. The prophet arrived and he said, "Can you give me something to drink?" She gave him water, and he said, "And I also need something to eat." She said, "But I have nothing left. There's only enough oatmeal to make one cake for me and my little boy, and then we're going to die of starvation." He said, "Give me some of that cake to eat." Quite something, isn't it? So the woman obeyed the prophet of God. She went into her larder. She scraped together the last bit of oatmeal she could find. She went to the jar where she kept her olive oil. She poured out just enough oil to make one cake. She cooked that cake with loving kindness and gave it to the prophet, and he ate it. And then he departed. And then she said to her little boy, "Now we're going to sit down and we're going to die because we have nothing else to eat." But she went back to the larder just once more. And miraculously, when she opened the lid, there was enough oatmeal to make one more cake. She went to the jar where she kept her olive oil. There was just enough oil left to bake that cake. She baked it with loving kindness, a beautiful big oat cake. They sat down under the tree and they ate it, and they were full. And the next morning she went to the larder, and there was just enough oatmeal left to make one cake, and there was just enough olive oil to bake it. And she did that for many, many days, and she never went hungry. Cast your bread upon the waters, and in due time it will come back to you. Cast your burdens onto Jesus because he cares for you. Oh, cast your burdens onto Jesus because he cares for you. Higher, 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 higher. Oh, higher, higher, lift Jesus higher. Oh, higher, 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 higher. Oh, higher, higher, lift Jesus higher. Jesus bless you. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.